Hi, my lovelies. Today I'm going to tell you how I teach the book Build Up. So, a lot of times these books give you only a picture, and you have to do a whole lesson only on one picture without any words, without anything, and it's frustrating. But in this particular book, the first lesson is listening. So, what I do is I will play the sound first. After I play the sound and let them listen to the story, then they will read it. And then once they read it, after they read the whole thing, then I will make them all close their books and they will repeat after the sound one by one. So what I would do is I'll say, okay, I'll press pause and say, hi, Marjorie, and then pause. What are you doing today? Pause, and then they have to repeat, hi, Marjorie, what are you doing today? And so that's pretty much how I do the listening portion. We would go through the listening part, just that one little itty bitty section 3 times. So first they'll listen to the whole dialogue passage without any interruption. Second time they will read it. Third time they close their books. I turn off the site, and then they have to repeat only with just listening to the passage. This will help build their reading skills, their listening skills, and their understanding skills. Are they really understanding what they are hearing? And it also wastes time. If you think about it, it wastes so much time. I also do this on lesson 2. If there's any portion where they have to listen, I will make them listen at least 2 to 3 times. On any other type of portions that they have to do, any other lessons that they have to do, like I said before, I will make them, like even for lesson 4, they will have to listen to this at least 2 times. The first time, just listening without writing. The second time, they will listen and then write the numbers if necessary. And then we will go over it. I'll repeat what questions were asked or what statements were asked, and then they have to, and I pick one student and say, okay, what number is the cook? And they have to tell me the number. This helps them with listening to what I said, to recognize what I am saying and get used to my country dialect, and also to see if they actually understand what the world they are doing and what they're supposed to do, and did they write down the correct letter or number. The next page, usually with a bigger class, we will go through this together. So going through these together helps us not go over time, and we actually can complete all the activities we have to do. However, if we don't have a lot of activities to do and it's just a student book, then we will just go through the student book one by one, not together, or make them write the answers by themselves. But if we have to do it, if it's a big class, I make them do it by themselves. And that is it for that book. Now, for the practice book, it's a little bit different. If we have to do the student book and the practice book, I split up the time. So the first half, if you have like 30 minutes for a class, first half on the student book, we would spend 15 minutes, and then the second half would spend 15 minutes. If it's 40 minutes, you break it up to how you know your class best. But usually when it's just them having to write the dialect, like they have to write this dialect, I will give them an example, but tell them they cannot copy my example. My example is simply that. It's an example. Also, when there's a question, I teach them how to use the question to help them answer. So this way they won't depend on me. They won't feel lost. They will use the question to help them answer. Now, be very mindful of doing this, because this has hurt tons of students who are really low at speaking. Their level is low. I've noticed that they cannot speak unless you ask them a specific question. So just use this every now and then, but don't be dependent on this as a way of teaching, because your students will get dependent on using this as a way to learn. So you write the question down. What are you interested in? I tell them you always changes to I in any questions, are always changes to am in any question, and interested in, you just repeat that. It gets repeated. I am interested in blah, blah, blah. So when you use the question to help you answer, then it's easier. Like a question like, what are you eating? I tell them, you hear ing in the question, you say ing, I am eating. Okay, remember, are always changes to am.